All right, so this next one, so I'm gonna write it, like I toned the paper in way over here somewhere with charcoal, and then I went subtractive and additive, okay, and try to do more of like a smooth drawing. This one was just the hatching, so all the lines, they're straight lines, they all go the same direction, you know, or some version of going the same direction. And then over here is gonna be cross hatching. So cross hatching is a lot like hatching, except you're going to crisscross your lines. So it's like that, but then you're able to go different directions. Okay, it's like you're making little X's. And then same thing, if you push down harder, they look darker. If you don't push down as hard, they look lighter. If you put them really close together, they look darker. If you space them apart more, of course it looks lighter. You can play with the thickness of the line. That will do it also. So any of those, you know, any combination of those different you know, ways of applying marks will make it look lighter or make it look darker. So it's gonna look a lot like that one, except it's just gonna be crisscross. And so I'll do this one in graphite still. And so for this one, I'm gonna kind of start out more with just hatch marks. I'm sorry if the camera's shaking. I've got it on this little arm, and I'll try to not let it shake too much, but where I'm drawing out on the paper is close to where the stand is that holds it up. Okay, so I'm gonna block some of these in. Like I said, what I like with cross hatching is that I can go different directions. And so this is kind of more what I tend to use. And again, you know, here's like my mask dark. Okay, the mask light's over here. And then of course my cast shadow. And again, since you're crisscrossing them, you can go any direction that you want to. And the reason I like this more too is it just adds more variety and it feels more natural. Because certain times, you know, certain shapes, it's just easier to draw a line one direction than it is the other. So again, I'm kind of to there. Again, I'll go a little darker here. And then I'll start trying to work in a core shadow. And I'm still just using the HB, so I'm kind of doing that first layer. Okay, and then here's some of where that's got the light, and we're getting into the shadow part. Again, the highlight's kind of in this space. So here's that drafting pencil I had, and it's not on your supply list, but it's kind of a cool pencil. You do need a specific sharpener for this. It's this one where you put it in there and spin it. And I actually don't have the sharpener right here, but I can show you in class. So, and this is like a long graphite stick. So it's kind of like a mechanical pencil. When you click the bottom, it just kind of falls out though. It doesn't click one at a time like a mechanical pencil would. So that's kind of the drawback to it. But it's really nice because it's all graphite, and then you can obviously just keep resharpening it. And you can change them out, and there you go. So I think the one that's in here is like a 4B. No, it's actually lighter than that. So this is a harder graphite. It's probably like an HB or a 2H. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use it over here in the later areas. Okay, because since it's just, you know, it's a harder graphite, it's not gonna go on as fast. It doesn't get too dark too quickly. Unless you put a really heavy mark like I did there. But this is the advantage to having different pencils, is that you can, you know, especially if you're working in an area that's lighter, you don't go too dark too quickly. And then of course over here where I need to go dark, I don't want to try to do all that with this because I'll be here forever. And I'll never quite get where it needs to be. So I'm use a dark pencil, you know, like a 9B, 8B, 6B, something like that. Anywhere that you need things to be dark faster. Okay, so I'm there. I'm going to start pushing these values a bit darker. Actually, I'm going to sharpen my pencil real fast. It'll be loud. Okay. So now, again, I want to Make this be a lot darker than it was before. Like I said, the only difference really is that I am crisscrossing my lines a lot. And again, you'll find that as you keep drawing, that you're going to use a variety of techniques in the same drawing. At least I do. So it's not like you can only use them individually and that's it. You might kind of focus more on using one than the other, but you'll have elements of all of them in there. Okay, so I'm going to get this reflected light a little darker. And then again, just try to push this core shadow more. And then of course, kind of get this. So see, as you can tell, as I'm working, I'm just like constantly adjusting things. And, trying not to get too dark too quickly and then start pushing the things that need to go darker. And then leave the things that don't need to go quite as dark. So here, again, I was like doing a little bit of like that occlusion shadow. So I'm not exactly cross-hatching here. I'm almost doing a contour line, but it works. Okay. So there. I feel like my shape's a little weird, so I'm gonna kind of come in here and adjust that. I took a little too much there, so I can put it back. I want to take a little more there. And one more little pass. I think that's about it. And again, I did use a little more expressive. If you want to draw these to be a little more controlled and the lines a little tighter and a little more even and organized, that's fine. I just kind of tend to draw this way, a bit more spontaneous. But that's it. That's the cross hatching with graphite.